Maara tata ino no Mariam ni ta kamata mai angai tai mai tu ngane o te po hiva te tata to ngama eta ia tata to e diro turo ki poto te mata o ta ko kita tuni tupe mai tata te po mata te te poto eta o mata o kari me ouro mata ke ta ada te am da tato ngama apa te tio yo sami kunin kira mai tu tato puri akamata akamata te tato ye
puri tato te tu toma tu mi to puri mai da mi te ya mi te ki ko e to i dia baru ye o ko ye ka tika ko ye mato ku mai mato ku mai dia marai no te akaranga e te apianga i te tai au mea te kai nangaro ye mato i kite i roto i tomato oranga uki are. Tomato mitua tua te tomato puapi, oro mai koe te karape ki ai. Ke riro tāna hapi mai e tauturu i mato katoto i roto i te tuatau e pera katoa o te tuatau te kaere i mato. Mato katoto, no mai koe, no mato me te akamatanga e taira watu ki te oka. Ma te ora e te au e te rekarepa. Ki akamotu mato i te ia ia i, ma te akapapa i a koe tō mātou mitu. Tā mātou i e pure ko tā mātou i e epati. I roto i te ingoa mano tā o te mai te koe Iesu, mātou i pure, ki ora mātou i a koe. Amen.
Akamata tato e dino. Te memora e te tumutakura. Te tumutakura o ta tato rara e te po. Tau mai te tangata e te tumutakura pupa arira. Ta tato tumutakura rira te treo Māori. Ango usa. E au tono tumutapura rira. VIVO koe, ka taraanga i te tangi reka, te takai ia ki roto i te koe. Ne. VIVO koe, ka taraanga i te tangi reka, te takai ia ki roto i te koe. Me ka tika te tangata ria te raro, te tatau mai, uri amai te reo papa ai rira.
VIVO koe, unleashing the spirit of music locked in bamboo.
Ai. Tēnā, ka tātou tumutāpura i e rea te pō, ne? Ka taraanga i te tangireka, te tākai ia ki roto i te koe. No te mea, ko te iau te aiteanga. Ko tērā koe i ko, kare tōna tangi e matara mai. Ne, Kare tangi matara me kare tara ia. O te vaerua, o te mauri, o te tangi raka, tiro te takare ko. Ka ina ora agi koe, te tatara. E ora manga reta e matara ia koe, o te tatau rata. Ina, tēnā mata ko tō merira. Te arataki anga mana ko mua rira. Ko te VIVO koe, hare te VIVO koe, aranga tātou hare ki tēnā pūrawa i ana e te kuki AIRANI. No te tai au tumu hare ki tēnā rawa i ana. Hau ki pāpū tikai a koe kore i ki tēnā me take i tikai. Ko te taime opeanga ora i a koe ki te VIVO koe, te taime akatangi mea ngā te metua tāne a kauraka. Tau ki te me ki te koto i kauraka. Koe ora tāko tangata mua i ki te akatangi mea ngai te VIVO koe. Ai. Ari papu tikai e te tumu i ngaro ai. Te mana koanga toko i aka pēa tumu te VIVO koe kore ki ora tikai. Ne, ta mana koanga koe ranga toko tō.
Maybe aka mātanga te puikiroto te pingara te ki te tika aka pēa te apaya.
Me tamari e karangana pene o ke aka mai e tangata i te akatangi anga. Nori kari le ki te me taki e aka pēa nea. Ke tai mana ko tēnā. Kea ki tai mana ko.
E turu rai tiunui tō koe. E turu rai tiunui te koe.
Ai, mi tera ke rai e turu rai tiunui te koe. Nā kara koe te ukarere. Tai ane rai tu pa tiunui numa te ukarere. Kea, e ngari ake pāre tai tangare te akatangi ukarere, akatangi kita. No te mea, e turu rai tiunui anga o te VIVO. Kare rau ko tai au imen te akatangi are ne. Pene pānori. Kea te tai mana koe are rea. Tēnā rei te tātanga kona, tēnā me kona, tātanga wā, te tai aku tātanga. Pēne yoki o te aronga taunga, ko te au taunga tikai mātau te rawe te anganga. Te tai mana konga pēne yoki dirai. Pēne yoki e, ua mō mai rātou tia ke te Maara manu rātou, apai atu rai. Kari karanga e, atu koto ki a koe. Pene ko te tai ara mai mana ko ia. Pene tai ara mana ko ia re ko re ora mai. Te vai tu tai mana ko anke. Pari patata tonga e vakimi. Ani. Nare kane ke tatori ki te tupu mai ngā te tumu tapura nei i te tua i tātou te mōna nei. Ko iau ke te kōrero te kāpuanga o te koe i te tua i tātou. Ina, i rote te tai kōrero o te tua inua i te Philippines. Ne. Te tai au tua rātou nununga i te koe. O te tangata mua i te rapa enua, norotoma e te koe. Te tuatua nei o kone te origins, mythologies in Oceania. I te tai au, i te tangata i te rātua i te Piripini, ko tā rātua aka māramanga, ko te tangata i te waini mua, norotoma i te koe. Ina, neke mai ki te tua i Mareia, ko te tai aka māramanga nungu i te koe, te waia te tai tangata i te tai rā, moemoe ane e te waini aka ia. Te momoe anona, i tirere mai e no te tāna moe. Na, wā ia tua i tia koe nei ara. Ai, ai e pāko, te tomo mai e tia wai ne norto mai te koe. Te tai au tua te ia, i te rongonui a te koe i te rātua. Ina neka tātou ki te Japane. Te tai tuatua no te kōrero o te Japane. ko te tama energi ne ko kita na mai ia nor te tai pona ko e para ka to ge ta te puka de ni ira tena tata to korero ko te ko e ko te tai tama ia tane te atu o te raka wera are ubi ana no tera. So I'm talking about the mythologies in Oceania of the importance of bamboo in there. As you well can see, in the Philippines mythology, first man and woman emerged from the bamboo in some cultures in the Philippines. That's why their eyes are so close. Then also in Malaysia, okay, there was this man who dreamed of a beautiful woman. Lo and behold, when he woke up, he opened up a stem of bamboo, and there was the beautiful woman. So what did so it just shows the importance of bamboo in certain cultures. In ours, in the Cook Islands, one of the corridors that koe or bamboo is a child of Tane, the overlord of the forest. Are ubi ang ere? Tēne ke neo ki te tuanga koe o ko te kōrero kāpua anga te kuki aren. The origins of Cook Islands mythology, ine? Hai. And all ki arara au mea. Kairo. Okay. So at the bottom of the page 1 there, I'm going to talk about the Cook Islands mythology as it relates to bamboo or to the bamboo flute. So, in the Cook Islands creation mythology, there was Rangiatea, he was the primeval father who took as wife Papatetumu in Mauke. There are other variations. So there you have Rangiatea took as wife Papatetumu, and from their union came forth many children. Amongst them, Tangaroa, of course, the Atu of the Moana, Tane, overlord of the forest, Tutawake, overlord of war, Rongo, Hi, the Teo Kai ere, and Putenara de Cones. Nakoto Reta Tawajutananga. Ina noro to mai dira ia tane te atu o te wakarakau I ano mai dira tarawa o tamariki ere. Okay, so from Tane came forth many of the children. Tamanu, mahogany, walnut, which is the tome, very good for making drums. Rosewood, miro, te toa, ironwood, o te o tamariki ere te norto mai a Tane. Right? Kuri mai tātou rea ki te kapitoru. If we look at page 3, tēnā rea tā kapapanga rea. Tēnā te tai kapapanga, te waitura te kapapanga. So there you see the genealogy of how the ancestral beliefs of the Kukari ne, or Viuka. I runga roa e kona, right at the top there you have Io te atua nui mano tini. or in other words, Io, the most supreme. From Io came forth many children. Amongst them was Marama, Rawa Kora. So from Marama came forth Po. From Ra, which is the son of course, came forth Hao. Ne. Lord Tomaya Po, from Po came forth Papatetamu. Lord Tomaya Hao came forth Tangiate, Rangiate. Me agora Rangi Nui. Lord Tomaya Rawa Erira. Tarawa Puke Tomariki Ere Tenare Kono. Tane, Tangaro, Titobake, Ruto, Korangi, Rakamamo, Erwat. Ai.
Ang ati rakau kia ke ano kia ke yatan ai ngoya rakamamo.
Rakamamo, metaki. So the question is, which department or which branch does Rakamamo the control? Rakamamo is the atu o te matangi. Rakamamo is the god of winds. Where in Aotearoa, New Zealand, we call it Tawhiri Matea. Ne, that's it. Rakamamo.
Ate me e runga no ke o te ia auta e rakamamo. I tutaki o kia.
Pane.
Karawe auta rana no te me karuki o kia e ate aite o te ia auta. Na i te pōne au re, thank you. O ki te atu au re, no roto mai ai te e kōputanga. Yeah, put that way.
Kare kato ki rotire, te wera tata e o kōputanga tātātou te kuki airani. Tēnā te uanga raka nui atiu. Some families in the Cook Island, they are derived from these overlords. Rakamamo, koia rate atu o te matangi, god of wind. Kita kotaranga dia, Tawhiri Matea o ki tō Aotearoa. Mane, kare te uia maki. Tēnā o kiri o tāne, ano mai tā tāne ko toa ironwood, ko tamanu, calophyllum, mahogany, ko tau, Polynesian walnut, me pentakoto tā tā egraro, ko nu, ko yo the coconut palm, ko koe o kiri o the bamboo itself, me kore ko koe. Ko koe me ko koe. Ko ngangie, penfish, rako kopinga te I tātai, te tupone tātai, ai manga ia. Rako kopinga te no te mea, rako kitaka te. Te tai au anga rawiana, some of its use, it can be used as nail as well. Very hardy, the penfish, which is the ngangie.
The most important use is to hold the sand together for conserving the beach, ocean depth, prevention of loss of sand through erosion now.
So it's one of the children that was born to hold the sand together for erosion control.
It's almost as good as the Aurako and the swamp sea, the Australia, the Arabo, the mangrove, almost as good as the mangroves. They hold banks together to regenerate.
So these are not in order. I'll just pick sample. What is aui tatu reopopa?
Wild hibiscus.
Wild hibiscus. So out there is referring to the wild hibiscus. Yeah. So in Moke, during the time when I was growing up, we took au as how would you say? It's so important. The leaves have so many uses. Aye. So that's original toilet paper in it. It's the leaves of the owl. So you don't have to go to the shop to buy one. Nature gives it to us from above. It's already there. Yeah. And it's all sustainable. Yeah. So Otto is talking about the use of the owl leaves. They are interlocked and woven in a round pattern. Then when you're ready to cover your umu, it's all those interlocked patterning. So you might have huge sheets, all of the leaves interlocked. So that's your, shall we say today, the aluminum foil. But that's the original one. You know, imoge atiu kara kapian matu drama peu. Ada kita ada maya, ada maya. Piro. Ikaw. Peu. Ya wan imoge drama. Me idiom drama peu. So we can call that as peu. Those interwoven oven covering, right? Ina muda kia aude kona aute. So, kote aute taku rarei kone, that's the paper mulberry where tapa cloth is made from. Other than the rope, the pakiri o te kuru, other than the banyan, that is the prime tree. The aute, Philly might know the aute well more, but if you can, me te Maara ya koto te KUKI ana ni te. Me te Maara ya koto te rukau viti. Ene, mitarati. Te rukau viti rai mitiri ra tskai te amana manga ya. Te nara oke aute o kutona ingoa. Ko te rako popenga rawa tra numero tai no te amani. No te amani o te tapa, te anga, ko tēnā awhirio. E atu te rākau kone ko topai au kareo I tai kona. Any other timbers in the Cook Islands, especially that you know that I have missed here? Nano. Miro. Ai, miro ai, sandalwood. Tata ia tiraro, ne. Ano, te tai kumara o te ano. Patai, a te kuru oki. Red fruit. Mape, te chestnut, yeah. So that's a chestnut, te
Christina.
LPC. Okay, the LPC, of course, a recent introduction. An exotic tree. Now, so if we look at the genealogy there, so koe took as, or Rakamamo took as wife. Koe, from them came forth Vivo koe. Mitako karangari no koe, Rakamamo, as I said, Rakamamo is actually wind. So you need wind to blow into the bamboo to release that sound. Te Maara. So origins of bamboo. Where do you think did bamboo originate from? So, around about 60 million years ago, that was towards the end of the dinosaurs. That was the end of the dinosaurs, around about 60,000 years ago. 60 million years ago. I muri a kei rira me te anga oru milioni mata iti tapakane, te tupu mga ia te koe. So bamboo actually just evolved after the dinosaurs lived, roamed on Earth. Akana pa ako tātou rira, nani ngā tuko e te waiara e te tuatau the dinosaurs, if bamboo had been there, they'd probably all be eaten by now. Yeah. So bamboos came much later, very young, only 40 million years ago. Only. Alright. So bamboo was actually one of the most important plants that the early Polynesians recognized. So as they moved from somewhere in Southeast Asia, they recognized the importance of bamboo. Can you think of some uses that we can put to use for bamboo? Okay, the large ones for making as the drinking cup in Mangaya. Of course. Okay. This is our fishing rod here. So you would choose the one that tapers well and you have a good natural bend. Yeah. So that's used in Mangaya and Tutaki in Moke.
You in furnitures.
Yeah.
Furnitures.
And
Okay.
flooring. Flooring now.
So furniture making. But when I grew up in Moke, all that I knew about the use of bamboo for the household was really just as a partition and as a walling.
Yeah.
To make furniture, no. I never saw it. Otta?
Oh, not over there.
The furniture is case.
Okay, so there you go. Otta is mentioning about percussion drums. Okay, then you would have a length like this, especially the larger one. And beautiful drum making. Easy. Nature has already hollowed it for you. All you do is just take a lid over here, and you have your natural pate toke. Ya tu kita tahu poping ada.
VIVO. Iya ke? Kira VIVO na tuke ke kita na apa? Pak tak tahu kau ada apa?
Okay. So we are referring here to the pan flutes. You would have sections like different diameters, length, arranged like so.
Oh, yeah.
So you might have a series of them. So that's the pan pipes. So when the Pamitua came back from the First World War, 1914, 15, 16, 1918. So when they came back from Egypt, when they came back during their time, so one of the things they learned was the art of explosive making. So they would have seen the firearms back in Egypt or wherever. So they realized in their mind, if I go back to Maya with a little bit of the white petrol painting there, so they used the bamboo, they used the large ones. Okay, you might have a section this long, but you can imagine it's a larger diameter. So with a hard piece of stick, they would pierce it right through, where all the joints come, but leaving the lowest end undamaged. So they would stick a hard piece of metal through here, open the joint, and leaving just the bottom one here. So you can now imagine all the joints have been opened. Over here, a slot is made for petrol and for firing. So on that topic, that's another workshop in its own right. Metak, thank you. Again, I've forgotten. One of the best packets of lollies in Moke. So what we used to do, sugar, just the sugar, in a frying pan or in a large corned beef, can. So pour the sugar. So you would run your fire there. So just place it on the fire and you just keep stirring. It doesn't take long for it to run syrupy like syrup. It's very nice caramel sort of color. So before it becomes, because it's so runny, so you would prepare one of these. Open it. So you would pour it in there and let it cold and settle. When it's all settled and cold, what you do, then you just break the sheath outside. You break it up and you have one long candy floss. Yeah. So it's food containment. That's some of the uses of that. Thank you, Kim. So Kim is referring to bamboo. It's used as a knife. So you can imagine, naturally, if you split bamboo, it's already sharp. So you would split it and then just tidy around the edges, just shave it down. It becomes a real sharp knife for tendering the pig intestines. Yeah. So that's a knife you would use. Flower storage, vase, vase. So many uses for the bamboo. So 3 main varieties are known in the Cook Islands. At the top there, which is the Ko'e Maori, that's the indigenous species. Yeah. And there you go, it's a scientific classification. Ko'e Rua, or the Ko'e Papa, the second one there is the Ko'e Papa or the European or the Papa Ko'e. So that means that was the later introduced species of bamboo. Yet, much later again in Moke, all of a sudden we see these kind of bamboos being brought to Moke, especially when the Takua, when the Manurewa travels from Maara. So that was one of the main cargo that people in Moke would request from Maara, because as far as I know, the Ko'e Japan actually from Moke came from Maara. So they would come in bundles of that kind of bamboo brought from Maara. So the Ko'e Japan I'm talking here is, those are the short node ones. So you can imagine those short node connections, they would be very strong.
Ideal for furniture.
Yeah.
Furniture making.
Even for fishing, because the nodes are so short, so they are very robust. As compared to ones with the long nodes, they are prone to splitting and breaking.
And it's still green. It's green in color.
So Kim is referring to yet another variety of, other than the 3 here. It would be like the yellow one there, large, but it will be just green, green all in coloration. there was this person called Ngaru, no Mangayamay. So Ngaru is a native of Mangaya. But amongst the things that he brought back from that island was actually the art of flute making and playing. It was him who was in the Cook Islands that brought flute making into the Cook Islands. That's what's known so far. There might be others, but this is the only one that I know so far. So it was him in our corridor that brought flute making to the Cook. So we turn to page 4. The structure of the flute. So people have different likings for how they make their flute. They range from 10 to 20 inches. And they range also from with the numbers of holes or tuning holes that one might wish to have. So so your task is then actually to make one for you. We will shortly move outside, and there's already a pre-cut bamboos for you, where you will very handy tool, plenty of this in market. So you don't get shock at your photo. So there you go. You will use the cordless drill. But before we do that, so how they have pierced holes in the bamboo before the arrival of electrified drills. That one.
It goes like this.
So carries. So carry is referring to the original cordless drill. So that's the Polynesian pump drill. Let's have a look. What is the purpose, or what are the purposes of VIVO coil? Can you think of any? There we go. What I saying, serenading the women. It's communication with the gods. This is one of the tools. This is one of the instruments of communicating with the gods. Akaora kairira ite VIVO. Upati John Jonathan. Akatangi ite VIVO. That was the first time I've actually heard the sound being released from the locked bamboo here. That was the first time that I've actually heard it. So there you go. During ritual, the passing away of the paramount chiefs, it might be played. So there you go. That's one of the applications.
So is that the reason why, when you compare it to the drums and the ukulele that's still current and still around, and you compare it to that flute, and the fact that it no longer exists, is due to that spiritual element, and because of Christianity, that's probably the reason why it's not a common instrument? Because I was going to ask, why has it disappeared, and then you've just said it was an instrument that communicated yourselves to the gods. So when Christianity came, because everybody said it was used for entertainment, it was used for wooing their partner, which would have been the same for any other instrument, but this one's disappeared in our common use. So that's due to the fact that it had a spiritual element, and because of Christianity coming, is that the reason why it disappeared?
We really don't know. But I think that's one of the colonial paradigms of domination. It could well be that. There are other. But it could also be the fact that because it only produced a mellow sound not to be heard or can't be heard outside there. So why would you use that instead of the pate po when it can be heard hundreds of miles away? So that may be another reason. Plus also the sound of this is it's a wailing sound, so morning sort of tone. So we will shortly go and make your own. A few tools that you need to know. They are already pre-cut for you. There's sandpaper out there just to tidy it up. Okay, tidy up. And then at the closed end, as close to the, not on at the open end, at the closed end, you make a hole there. We'll go through it. So that's your blowhole and 3 tuning holes. The tuning is a personalized manner. Yours will not be the same to mine. So it all depends on your finger works, how large your fingers are. That's the gauge on how you get your tunes. Usually the decorations around your flute is sharp tooth engraved. So one would use a sharp tooth or a sharp piece of rock to engrave motifs, designs on that. So this one, I got inspired with this one when we went to Nukuhiva. So they used that in Nukuhiva a lot. So these motifs were inspirations that I got from Nukuhiva. So that's where these patterns came from. So a few rules when playing this. One of the main one is that this is nose blown, not mouth blown. It can be mouth blown, but there are reasons why this is not played with the mouth, but instead with the nose. Does anyone have any idea why?
I suppose because it's the amount of air that you have to make it work compared to the mouth. When you blow by the mouth, it's too much and you won't get any sound out of it. Or maybe the gentlest form of air.
Yeah.
Maria?
According to your reasons here, is the mouth is considered dirty because it uses swear words and it lies, whereas your nose is quite pure. That's what it says.
So what do you think happened was that throughout the world, the flute is mouth played. However, when people moved to East Polynesia, really, there was a change in worldview. There was a change in how they saw the world. So one of those reasonings was that because the F word and all the bad things, the gossip, the rumors are delivered through your mouth. So that's the avenue for all the bad things that come from your heart and your mind. So it's the mind that drives what you say. And so it's those intentions that's coming through the mouth. Whereas the nose, other than a few things up there, it's considered to be the most purest of all human breath, not the one that comes through the mouth. That is why.
Maara, would that link to the New Zealand Maori and Hongi? Is that
Is exactly right. As recorded in the old writings of AIRANI, that's exactly how it has always been done in the Cook Islands. So the greeting was actually through the rubbing of the nose. There's a lot written. Stephen Savage has written a lot of it. Kia aere mai te kapena kuki te kukaere kia tai o inua me koe tito ki atu wa. That was the form of greeting. So the hongi that we know today, so the Maori's one is like ours. Ours is not like this. Theirs is like ours.
So that was actually recorded in Cook's diary.
Yeah.
In Cook's diary there, he considered unusual the way that they greeted the Maori greeted the crews of. It's very similar to cradling, grabbing each other by the arm. He reaches the elbow of it and rub the nose out.
Is it rub or press though?
Well, either or.
Maybe it depends on how you
Yeah.
how you want to greet that person.
You wanna go?
It depends on how steady your feet are.
So there you go. Again, breath from the nose is considered to be the most, the purest. Hence, during when the times were young, that's how you greet. You share that essence of purity through the nose. So that idea may well have carried towards the nose breath playing of the flute. Now, just a little demonstration. Whose hands are good and unwavering in playing the bow. That means, what I mean is not speeding up, not slowing down.
How do you want to play? As our lesson say, that's one way to release the spirit of music locked in bamboo. So the idea tonight then is that you actually make yours, and hopefully that you will be able to release that locked sound there. Near the closed end, okay, got the cordless drill here. Please, when you're holding the drill, there, same difference. Okay. So have a look at the bamboo. Look if it's twisting. Look at it. Try and see where the straight side would be there. Okay, so I decide, okay, this is the best straight edge. So I would mark even a hole very close to the closed end. One hole here. So with my drill, okay. Mama.
make sure you don't go right through to the other end. No, just one end. There you go. So from there, then this is when maths comes in. You find the distance from the hole there to the end there. You determine the distance there, and you half it. You have to figure that out yourself. So, okay, from the hole, first hole here to the end there, determine the center of where the hole is. So, at the middle, okay, I worked it out. The center would be somewhere over here. Again, that's your second hole. You make sure it's all aligned and straight. There. So I'm satisfied with that. So there we go. Okay, so how would you determine the other two holes? It's all personal now. You put your finger, just the width of your finger. Okay, it's all yours now. Just the width of your finger. Okay, wherever there you go. Wherever the end of that finger of mine, that's one hole. And that's the other hole. So it's just the width of your finger. There you go. Again, making sure that they all align and making sure they're straight. Then you drill the remaining holes. Ready to go. Over here you got sandpaper. Files over here. So one rule to it, you never blow onto the shavings. You always try and somehow. That's one rule of traditional carving. You don't blow your breath onto your neck. It's because it's considered dirty. So you are defiling your own work. When you carve a spear, when you're carving a spear, any carving, you don't blow on it. You are constantly spitting on your own work. You're defiling your own creation. So you never do that.
If I poro ia kia wai manea no taku anau. Taku wai rua taku ina ngaro I taku I ukaria. Ipiringa ra I roi tonga kau na mo
Is there any specific angle to angle that when you're blowing into it, or do you keep it straight, flat, or?
There are 3 techniques. One is the right way, one is the wrong way, and the one that I favor is my way. So in other words, it's entirely up to you. So I don't know how it works. So you have, the trick is, take yours, go far away from anyone. Isolate yourself, find yourself a nice shade under a tree, all by yourself, and that's where you will hopefully be able to unlock that music in there. That's how it's done. So Tutan is talking about the VIVO orchestra. During our final night, we can showcase the community what we have achieved and what we can do. So please work on that at home. On that final night, we'll get a group of us here, and then we'll play that. Netaki, arate ubi ake. Metaki rarira. Ya kom tu netato, pacha tu tato papa urum tu konei, kuda metato mang kau ke tu tato dia kai Maara.
Kuda tu dia tu, tomato mituata, kami teki ni mato ya koi tu dia jama kuda mato gitu kan, kuda mato api itu dia ye, mate motor, terkadang saya tomato mituata. Waktu hari tomato, mata angai tamariki api, itangi tomato vivo. Te ini na kini mato o te e patoma i mato kao I te tautanga ki a roko mai te tangi meruto mai te e koe ta mato I api I ruto I te iai te maanga ta mato ka kai ruto I te iai aka mita ki mai koe te orima te rawe I te rira no mato ki a kai mato ki a maru I watura e mato I ruto I te umu wanga I te pakari o te au mea ta mato api nei I roto I te e tuato. O pure mātou e kopati. Nā roto I api. Ia Iesu tō mātou atu. Amen. Amen.